It's 5 o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
Late night for Pirate Hoops. Should be another late night tonight. A busy day in Pirate Athletics here this afternoon. We got baseball coming up at 6 o'clock, and it'll be William and Mary in town to take on the Pirates. Have all the action for you coming up here on 94.3 The Game. We'll also hear from Mike Swartz after the Pirates win last night. Late night with Darren Vaught and Philip the Ref Pilkington. But we start with baseball on the mind, and we start the PJ Show on the Get You to the Weekend edition with the one and only Mike Mullis. Look at you, Mully. Last night, you're in the dugout for a no-no for Conley. And here you are now starring on the Patrick Johnson Show this afternoon. You're everywhere.
But it's like just living the dream, PJ. Living the dream. The highlight is the leading off for the PJ Show on the lead in to the weekend. I mean, that's just, I have arrived.
Totally. All right. Steve and I go this week on this show, called this a Get Right Week for the Pirates. And look, I think there is a lot to, especially with a young baseball roster that, wins mean a lot. Wins mean a lot anyway. But I think success, you can taste some success, and then that sort of begets winning in a way, Mully. So I'm not going to discount the fact that VCU is a seemingly a pretty dreadful team. Great secondary announcer on the second day of the games, though. I like that guy's energy. But, to me, I think that, I think the jury's still a little out. I think there's going to be some ups and downs this year just by virtue of the fact that is the sport. But, this weekend they've got a great chance to kind of pile up some more wins this week and at least get that momentum train rolling as they head into a much tougher opponent in the midweek next week in Fayetteville with UNCW, and then start conference play.
Yeah, that's pretty diplomatically put. VCU is not what VCU has been historically back to the CAA days or even back to, recent history. So, yeah, two wins, you'll take them how you could get them, and they went down and kind of did what they were, what they should do to a VCU program. Obviously, the East Carolina crowd, Pirates a little bit beat up themselves with some type of bug that's run through the club. So a lot of guys getting opportunities and some guys powering through. But you're right, Bill and Mary is not is certainly not Coastal Carolina or Carolina or – any number of teams that you'll see East Carolina play. I just think, man, the thing that bodes so well for the Pirates is that I do as I've watched the conference kind of round out and actually watch UTSA play, and watch some other teams just numbers wise. I think it's going to be about a 3-horse race for the conference, but I believe there'll be a lot of wins that'll come by virtue of, the term I keep using is the playing field being leveled. So the leveling kind of began going into, into this weekend. And you're right, the midweeks, there's still some really, really tough midweek games, but midweek games are tough for everybody. So that gives it a chance to kind of balance out as well. But I think this weekend, it should be a fun weekend for the guys. Get out and bang it around and hopefully pick up 3 and have a 5-win week. And it doesn't matter who you played or how you got there. It's college baseball, and that's a great week.
Proving that you got to take advantage of your opportunity whenever it is. So we saw Nick Moran, you and I did, in the middle game of the series with Coastal. Came in on the day it was 9-1, and I thought actually pitched pretty well. Came in, he walked a couple, but he struck out 3, went 3 innings. I thought Moran was perfectly decent that day. Pretty good, actually. And he comes into the game, apparently pitches well enough to catch the attention of Austin Knight and Cliff Godwin, and then he gets the start on Wednesday. And the thing I was impressed with from Moran is, again, here's a guy that's got a little experience at Liberty. I mean, he's been on the mound. He's been in some situations. And, I don't know the ins and outs leading up to that appearance against Coastal, but he came out, pitched well enough to, again, earn the opportunity, and then took advantage of another opportunity in the midweek. So, again, this maybe speaks to what you've said all along, and that is this is one of the real strengths, the pitching, perhaps depth of pitching on this staff. But boy, if you could get another arm like you have in Moran going, that's only good. It only means good things.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt anything. And it's not been the stuff for the staff. It's not been anything other than execution. Too many free passes out of the bullpen. Starting pitching has been really, really good. And we keep talking about the two guys that are missing on that kind of weekend rotation. And that, who knows when they're going to be back, if they get back. But it's, you roll with who you got. And Moran was a nice little shot in the arm. I'm sure we will get another look at him probably later in the weekend, this weekend coming up with William and Mary. But I don't. It's not a stuff issue. It's an execution problem that they've had. And again, when you face teams that are maybe a tick less talented than Coastal or even Carolina or other teams that the Pirates have played, they're going to be less disciplined at the plate, less likely to have the pure bat ball skills. So you're going to be able to exploit their weaknesses maybe a little more quickly than them standing up there watching a bunch of pitches and working themselves into counts when they draw walks. So, any shot in the arm from Moran, any shot in the arm from any of those guys they could get, I mean, you can't have too much pitching. And, and at times, man, the pitching has been elite. Even away from the starters, we've seen that bullpen crew be really, really good, but we've also seen them struggle mightily with, again, throwing it into strike zone.
Moran a lefty, so if you can get another left hand out of that pen or in a relief role, certainly that's also a bonus. So, speaking of great pitching performances, the big highlight was a week ago. Ethan Norby with the 19 strikeouts. Best pitching performance you've ever seen, Mike?
I've said it's top two sports things I've ever seen. One of them was former East Carolina golfer David Watkins. He and I were playing in a little match over at Ironwood. He shot a 59. That was pretty remarkable. And then I thought what Norby did was equally as remarkable. It got more impressive in talking with the coaching staff at Coastal after the weekend. I didn't realize, but he was 87% PJ first pitch strikes, and he was better than 70% on all pitches thrown for strikes. So 70% of his pitches after the first pitch were also strikes. So that's incredible. And to 103 pitches and have the big strikeouts and all, I mean, it's like one of the guys off their staff was like, we really couldn't even be mad at our guys because it was happening so fast that we couldn't make adjustments. We couldn't adjust into a different approach. It was just, bam, bam, bam. We tried to slow him down, but you can't slow him down. But so much with the pitch clock, and it wasn't the frequency of pitches. It was when the hitter gave him acknowledgement, he was already halfway through his mechanics and delivering the baseball. So, I mean, it was just a dominating performance for sure.
Mike Mullis with us here on the Patrick Johnson show. How do you back it up tonight if you're him?
Oh, just go out there and do your thing. And, they're still college hitters. He's still going to need to be good, but it's just one of those deals where, we're acting like that was a kind of an anomaly outing. He's been good all year. That was just exceptional. But he's been a legit Friday night guy at this point. I don't see any reason why it would be any different tonight against a team in William and Mary that, quite frankly, will be probably a bit of a match by Norby.
Sean Jenkins on Saturday had that one inning where he got lit up, gave up a couple of home runs, wasn't real precise with what he was trying to execute and control out there against the Chanticleers. So an opportunity to bounce back with William and Mary coming in. But what would you look for, and what would you be looking for as a coach out of Sean Jenkins this week, and then conceivably in his start on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be just fine. We've talked a little bit about the fastball really hadn't showed up yet. The one that the good one that we saw in the fall up to 96 just hasn't been there for him. And he's a young guy. His body's going through some things that it's never been through with the amount of workload and the lifting and all the things that it takes to be a Division I baseball player. So I know he did not have his best stuff. He picked a bad time not to have, good stuff against a team like Coastal. But I mean, I think he'll be just fine, and he will. You'll be looking for a little more life on his stuff. I'd like to see it get out of the hand a little bit better. His velocity was still 93, but there's a difference in when it really jumps out of the hand and when it's kind of laborious. And he was laboring out there. So, just a bounce back opportunity for him to go out and command his own. Again, he doesn't have to be too fine. I have all ideas that the Pirates will put up a fair amount of runs, and ideally they get him stake him to a decent lead early, and he could just really go fill it up.
Mike Mullis with us here. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about, Mully, was being a viral sensation. No, I wanted to ask you about Parker Bird from the midweek. I don't think we can understate how impressive what Parker Bird is doing is. And whether or not he gets any, he's on the roster for the conference later in the year, or he's able to make like a full, be a day in, day out guy. The fact that what he's doing is I do think first AB celebrated, and rightfully so. I think this first RBI and driving the ball out to bring a guy in from third should be celebrated. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. We watched him warm up in and out, as you say, as they say on Saturday and Sunday, and I mean it's not this. I mean, what he's doing again is remarkable, because I mean with him it's an evolving science too that he's working with.
Yeah, no, and I said the two things that were very impressive, and I kind of put the Parker Bird situation in another category, and was able to call that first game that he made an appearance in. But yeah, the RBI is a big deal, man. And look, he's got such a love for the game. I mean, I have been fortunate enough to get to talk to Parker a lot and just kind of being around the ballpark. And man, he's asking me about high school baseball. He's asking about he's a rat. He loves the game, and it's a big part of his life. It's not who he is, but it certainly is a big part of his life. And, I mean, awesome to see him have that success. I know, fires his teammates up for him. And it's, I mean, you've heard guys say, include Coach Godwin, if you're having a bad day, you get to the ballpark and then you see Parker out there giving everything he's got, and you have no reason to have a bad day. So, no, I mean, I think he's also the type of dude that doesn't really want it to be discussed as I'm trying to struggle for the right words, but he wants the appreciation being on the fact that he's a baseball player, not a baseball player with that's recovering from a tragic accident.
Yeah, but again, what he's doing is unreal. I mean, it's really wild.
I think it's less unreal to a guy like Parker. I think that's his expectations for himself. I think the rest of us look at it and go, man, I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation, or if it was my child or whatever. But I don't think Parker ever took a minute to feel sorry for himself, or to think that he wasn't going to play. Matter of fact, I've heard him say repeatedly from the hospital bed, he said, I will play again. And, he played a full summer this past summer, and it is extremely impressive, and I am certainly not taking anything away from what he's doing. But I think he's the type of guy that's like, hey, man, I'm a baseball player. Just so happens I have to go at it a little bit differently.
So, William and Mary coming to town tonight. First pitch of the first game of the three-game series at 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. As of now, we have
Potentially.
yeah, potentially. We have a snapping of the 9-game losing streak when William and Mary met Princeton this week, 18-1. It'd be a heck of a quiz bowl or debate team showdown too, by the way, or a Model UN between William and Mary and Princeton. Sign me up for that. I'd watch that from afar. But they met on the diamond, and it was Princeton being the victim to William and Mary snapping out. So can they carry anything over? And I really, maybe it's more the pitching, that the starting pitching in particular, it's been the issue for William and Mary this year, more so than anything.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if we're giving the Pirates the same, hey, they got some confidence, they all these things. Well, that applies to William and Mary too. But there's a certain point where confidence and all, but it comes down at the end of the day to the Jimmies and Joes. It's and I just think the Pirates going to be better spot for spot. So yeah, obviously, anytime a dude strolls to the plate with a bat, he's got a chance to hurt you. But I think if the Pirates just go take care of business, and quite frankly, PJ, I've looked a little bit at William and Mary, but this weekend I will be just a fan, enjoying baseball. So I don't know a tremendous amount about their team, other than I know they've had some struggles and given up some big numbers. Obviously had some big numbers this past weekend, but man, I'm just looking forward to being at the ballpark. I don't know what's going to happen with that weather Sunday, and if they're going to decide to play a doubleheader, but it will be should be a fun time starting this afternoon.
Yep, and keep an eye out for Christian Rush, who leads the CAA in homers and RBI, number 1, or RSBI, as Mully was trying to say the other day. All right, viral sensation himself, Mike Mullis. Mully, how's it feel to be viral?
I try to avoid it at all costs. I mean, there's a lot going around. The hospitals are full, and I typically try to avoid virality, I guess, at any cost. But I mean, it was a fun little thing. It's kind of weird where our society is. I've been viral for 2 things as it relates to social media. One of them was Parker
Totally
Bird's.
different.
And then this, and it's like, man, I mean, could we be talking about 2 things that are any more different? But charming and lovely young ladies. I understand they've certainly built their 5 minutes of fame down in the greater Myrtle Beach area. So I don't know if they're maybe on the Hawk Tour Girl. Maybe they're on the road together. I don't know, but anyway, they from what I understand from the staff there, they certainly have a presence on campus there in Conway.
Maybe they're the opening act for the tour.
Well, the problem is they may or may not be infringing on some things that on the line that you should have trademarked. In that, I don't think those are reading glasses. I think that's part of their shtick. So, we may need to look into that. Maybe you check with Pat Riley and find out how you patent a term, as he did with 3-peat, and see if maybe there's something there. Maybe they owe you a little NIL.
I think I'm owed a little something, but I always think that.
That's exactly right.
All right, Mully, great to talk to you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your fandom, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds good, buddy. Good to see you as always.
All right, Mike Mullis and I will be paired together next weekend for the 3-game series as ECU takes on Memphis. But they'll be on this weekend, and it'll be our audio from 94.3 The Game on the pass-through broadcast. When we come back, Pilk and I talk Pirate Hoops as they advance on to the quarterfinal round of the American Championships in Fort Worth. Late night last night for the Pirates, who get the victory, and we'll talk about it next.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Your roof is a vital part of protecting your home and family from dangerous storms and hurricanes. At Assist Roofing, we install and maintain metal roofing that provides precise protection. Add value to your home while lowering utility costs with a fortified roof to last a lifetime. With 0% financing, grants, and Energy Star Green Roofing Tax Credit available. Call us to schedule a free consultation so you can weather any storm with confidence.
Taking the rage out of your drive home.
You just cut me off, but it's no big deal.
Patrick Johnson on 94.3 The Game and the new IBX Media app.
All right. Get you to the weekend edition of the Patrick Johnson Show. Thanks to Mike Mullis for being with us here. No Mully, the viral sensation. And Philip the Ref Pilkington is blurry-eyed and bushy-tailed. Actually, by now, Pilk should be okay.
Yeah, I'm good now. Got a little caffeine in me today, so I'm good. Yeah.
You're good. You should have. Now, is this all you today? Baseball and basketball? Is this all Pilk all the time today?
No, because there's probably going to be a slight overlap in the broadcast. So Isaac is going to come in and run baseball. So I'll let him take the normal hour shift.
So you'll get a rest?
I'll get a rest. Yeah. I'm going to relax after the show, tune into Pirate Baseball, watch a little Carolina and Duke, and pull for the Blue Devils.
You know, I do want to talk about that. Clearly, everybody's heart went into their throat. Every Duke fan for sure, every college basketball fan with the Cooper flag thing. Malik Brown hurt. I was talking to the coach. Get well, coach, by the way. He's a little under the weather. And he was saying that I guess we won't see him anymore this year. I mean, that looked bad too, that injury. But the Cooper flag thing, I did not see it live. We talked about this yesterday. I saw a clip of it, and I always get like, anytime it involves a leg. I'm always like, ooh, I don't know if I want to watch it.
You think of Theismann and Gordon Hayward.
I get shivers. I get shivers, yes. Oh, the Ware thing was so gnarly. So, I would not play Cooper flag at all till as you said yesterday, maybe the round of 32. But if it is, you got to allow it time to kind of rest, but you also want to keep it loose. You don't want it tightening up and swelling. So whatever, I just go heavy treatment. I might even let him warm up today, but I wouldn't play him. And look, it's the Tar Heel Super Bowl. Let's be honest. Now, Lenardi is the only guy that's got him in. Everybody else, our guy Jerry Palm and others, don't have him in. Pat Stevens, I don't think, has him in. You know, Lenardi, who, again, probably people turn to Lenardi because he's on the worldwide leader. But he's the only guy that's got him in now, the Heels. So if they win, they're obviously in. But to me, look, these ACC championships are nice. I know Shire and company would like to have another. It would validate what they did in the regular season. But, you know, the real deal in this sport now is what happens over the next 3 weeks following this weekend.
Exactly. And, you know, starting with Carolina, look, Cooper Flag, no Cooper Flag. Like you said, it's their Super Bowl, and obviously, too, usually when the two teams meet in the ACC tournament, whoever won the season finale loses. It's tough to beat that team twice in a matter of a week. So I'm pretty confident in Carolina's ability tonight. But, yeah, with Cooper Flag, I wouldn't play him until about the round of 32, and then you hope then you can just play him limited minutes, enough to get him loose, get him out there. You know, you're going to be playing an 8 or a 9 seed. It'll be next Sunday, barring them going to Raleigh, which we expect. Obviously, we won't know until this Sunday night exactly where they go, but that's a Friday-Sunday venue.
Exchange, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then they'll be in Raleigh because CBS wants Duke as the lead-in for 60 minutes.
Yeah. And, yeah, man, I really think if you can find a way to not play him until Sunday and then only play in minimum minutes then and just have him as fresh as you can have him for the Sweet 16, that is the ideal thing. I mean, if you are Duke, you will still be the better team on Sunday against an 8 or 9 team without Cooper Flag. Now, does that mean you're going to win the game? No. That's why we watch, right? That's why there's upsets. Whoever you play will be a very good college basketball team. Whoever you play is still not going to be better than you as long as guys like Con Knipple, Isaiah Evans, and Kuman Malawach are on the floor. So,
and I
think it's score.
I wouldn't say Duke has no chance tonight.
No, they don't have no chance. You never have no chance. In this game, you're the number one team in the country. I mean, let's be fair here. But it's tough to beat them twice in a week.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I still think they're a better team.
Oh, yeah.
UNC made it interesting last week because they got hot for a little bit of the end of the first half.
Yeah.
And maybe were hot a little bit at the beginning of the second half, but they came back crashing back to reality in a major way. Let's remember, Blue Devils did a lot of that without Flag on the floor. Once he got back on the floor out of foul trouble, they kind of put him away. Held him at arm's length, built it. So they're the better team.
Duke is 100% the better team. Duke could probably, and I knock on wood, could lose one more rotational piece.
Oh, come on, Pilk.
As long as it's not Malawach or Gungba, because you need a second big. But, I mean, you can't tell me if Caleb Foster went down or if Tyrese Proctor went down. Duke is still a better team than Carolina. Carolina's not good.
No, and they really don't belong in the tournament.
No. They beat UCLA's their only good win. UCLA's not good.
No.
Cronin's over here crying, making excuses for dumb stuff. Oh, yeah, UCLA is nowhere near what they were a few years ago with Tiger Campbell and Jaime Jaquez.
I'm saying that Clemson beats Louisville tonight. I think Brownell gets to the final, maybe wins it. If Flag can't go.
I think regardless of who wins the Duke-Carolina game tonight, regardless of Cooper Flag plays, Clemson will get their first ever. They're the only original team to never win the ACC tournament. It happens tomorrow night.
That'll be interesting. All right, Pirates with a big win last night. What times you roll out of the? Times you guys roll out of there last night, Bill?
I got out of the studio about 12:45.
All right.
Not as bad as the time that Ben was here till 3 a.m. for a super regional baseball game in which we lost by 14 runs.
There was also a time that the Pirates were on the West Coast. We had West Coast baseball.
Yeah, the UCLA series, yeah, and the Washington series. And there was the time we made Cookie do the NCAA tournament women's game against Texas, and that game tipped at like 10:30.
Oh, really? Cookie did that?
Yeah. I had to run a race the next day, so I was like, Cookie, you're doing that.
Oh, how'd Cookie do on that? Was he
I don't know. I was asleep. That was the earliest I've probably ever gone to bed in my life. Ask Scooter how he did.
Yeah, that's right, because Scooter called that game. That's right, when the women went 23. It was just a couple of years ago. Boy, hard to believe.
I know.
All right, Pirates win last night. Beat UTSA in another close game there. Those two just play entertaining basketball games. Let's hear from Coach Mike Schwartz. Let me see if I've got our thing here, Pilk. Bobby, bop. You know what, Pilk? I have deleted your thing for some reason, like a doofus.
Dang it, Patrick. Come on.
Now, hang on. I'm going to find it, maybe. Yes, here it is. Coach Schwartz on how the end of the game played out and why they fouled, and they did.
As far as execution goes, I was very proud with the way our guys executed, not only offensively late, but defensively, offensive rebounding. We talked about, again, like the second time we played them, loose balls, offensive rebounds, we thought would be the difference in a game like this. And you think about Jay Shane's couple plays late. You think about Jordan Riley's offensive rebounds, plays like that. But as big a play as any was Trevi LeBeau executing exactly what we wanted to do when we were up 3 fouling out of that timeout.
Yeah.
Because it's not as easy as just we're up 3 foul. There is a lot of things that go into that. Fouling on the catch, fouling on the dribble, time on the clock, what are you doing? We gave very specific instructions on what we wanted to execute, and Trevion did it to perfection, and it worked out. We didn't know for certain that Smith was going to get the ball.
Sure.
But what we wanted to do with the way this team plays, how they push, what we thought they were going to try and do, which was accurate, that execution was big for us.
All right, Coach Schwartz on it was about when the Pirates fouled rather than who they fouled as he expands upon that.
Because at that point, it's not about who's going to make the free throw or who's not. For example, if he had made the first, chances are they're going to miss the second on purpose. Or they might with that time. Could, maybe, maybe not. What it was more so, and that's why we put CJ back in the game for rebounding. What it was more so was we didn't want two things. One, for them to be able to get on the run and dribble, and now you try and foul up the dribble. I've seen it too many times. Someone gets in a shooting motion from 45 feet, and officials have to make that call if it's on the shot.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two was we didn't want them, with how good they shoot the ball, if there's any kind of confusion on what we're doing and they get a look from anywhere. This team, when they cross half court, they're lethal from the three-point line when you think about their shooters. So we came out with a very specific, it didn't matter where it was, we were fouling on the catch. That was specific because we did not want to even allow either of those two things to happen or for them to push it up and call a timeout. That's why we called the timeout to execute our game plan defensively after Jordan hit that free throw to put us up 3.
Mike Schwartz speaking there. Now, he talked about, well, let's just stay in order here. Coach Schwartz on the night Jordan Riley had. You might remember Riley last year was on the Temple team that got all the way to the finals. He played really well, averaging a double-double in the tournament. He had a double-double last night to Jordan Riley for the Pirates, 22 and 12.
What I believe is the type of team we are, we're not a team that's built with 6'10", 6'11" across the front line. So our guards, and I've said this from day one, our guards have to play bigger than they are. And when you're talking about your starting 2-3 and Jordan Riley gets 12 rebounds and 5 offensive rebounds and converts on those, I think that's really big. I think that gets guys going, especially players like RJ and him. And you know what? Hopefully RJ tonight, he battled through some stuff at the end of the first half, which, really proud of his resiliency to come back and play really strong in the second half. I think RJ knows he's going to attack the glass tomorrow. He has to, because we got a rebound versus UAB down the line, from CJ to RJ to Jay Shane to all our guards.
And then Coach Schwartz talking about CJ And even though he didn't have a lot of points, he still factored bigly in the game last night, the win over UTSA.
10 rebounds, fouled 5 times, makes 4 free throws, and 4 offensive rebounds is really big. And it's like you said, UTSA, they switched defensively. They switched a lot of stuff. They really sagged off the ball, played heavy in the gaps. The minute he touched the ball, they were collapsing around him. We talked about that leading into this game. I mean, you can't force feed a double-digit point game if they're going to surround you and every time you dribble, they're attacking. Yeah. And we tried to get him the ball, and he got fouled. Getting fouled 5 times, those are times that he had the ball for potential shot attempts. So, yeah, it looked 7 field goal attempts, but he shot 6 free throws and got fouled 5 times and got 10 rebounds. So his productivity was really big. But, again, you have to sometimes take what the defense gives you. That's what basketball is about. I mean, it'd be great. But CJ, I thought, did a great job not getting frustrated. But you know what? He's also earned that respect from other teams to play him like that, and it opened other things up for other teams, for other players.
So they'll get UAB tonight. The Pirates won the only matchup against the Blazers earlier in the year at home. We'll see what happens. Around 9:30 the tip, but hey, you tune in at 9 o'clock tonight on the ECU Sports Network, and just kind of wait and see as you did yesterday. Hopefully things will be running a little more quickly. Of course, today is another day of 4 games. Those first 2 games really ran long yesterday. I don't know if that caused things to back up in Temple and Tulsa.
No, it didn't. They just took forever. They just took forever. So Darren and I got a few things we're going to put in the can tonight in case that happens again to make it a little more entertaining than me just rambling off scores. So we're going to be a little more prepared tonight.
You could always take the Cy Seymour stuff from yesterday and I don't know. You could. Tulsa and North Texas, that's who the Pirates potentially will play, the winner of that one, if they could beat UAB tonight. It'll be tough. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for sure for East Carolina, but showing up in the quarters, this is where that coveted double bye comes into place that we talked about. So can this Pirate team, which has got a tight rotation, will they be able to have enough energy to sustain through and defeat UAB and pull the upset again? We'll see. Pirates are also going for their 20th win tonight, which, Pilk, I think you might have said at some point earlier would be the most they would have through the regular season and conference tournament if they got the 20 victories tonight.
Yeah.
Because the year they won the CIT or CBI, whichever one it was, they won 5 games in that.
Yeah, so they had 18 regular season. So tonight's already the most, or last night was already the most. Yeah.
Got you. All right. Good deal. Pilk, you ready for an update?
Let's do it.
All right. Philip the Ref Pilkington with a 94-3 The Game Sports Flash update and Pirate Report. And then we'll come back and wrap up the show leading you into Pirate baseball this evening. Pilk?
Thank you, P-Man. Starting in Pirate Athletics, softball just got going. They have their first home conference tournament after starting 3-0 last weekend. Baseball is going to be on at 5:45. That will join basketball live in coverage. Basketball will start on 107.9 only. That is baseball is still going on at 9 o'clock when it tips off. Pirates and Blazers tonight at 9:30-ish. That'll do it for your 943 Game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. We'll take a time out and be back to wrap it up right after this.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Looking for a great deal on a new Nissan?
At Greenville Nissan, we've got a great selection of new Nissans for under $30,000.
The stylish Nissan Sentra, offering top-notch fuel economy. The Nissan Altima, known for its comfort and technology.
The Nissan Kicks, the perfect combination with its compact design and performance. The Nissan Versa, delivering incredible value without compromising on features. And don't forget the Nissan Rogue, an award winner for 10 years in a row. Drive it home just for $22 down and $349 a month.
Visit GreenvilleNissan.com today.
Greenville Nissan, where we drive to serve.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. 2 real burgers, better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
Tough day in Greenville. We're the toy department, so I hope we've brought you a little bit of enjoyment this afternoon. All right, stay tuned. Pirate baseball coming up. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on ESPN Plus going on now and tomorrow at 2 for softball. Tiebreakers is where we'll be before the coaches show on Friday.